All right. Well, Cheryl has already shared that she has somebody signing up tomorrow.
Oh,
Good
she actually signed up today.
job. Oh, what?
She signed up today. I took
Signed
my
up today.
iPad, like you said, and she signed up with me today through my iPad.
Good. So what about, are we helping her earn her iPad?
Yes, we are.
Right, with a
Because
fundraiser.
she's fixing to start off with a Herbie the Hedgehog fundraiser.
Awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear. So what about you, Phyllis? Karen, how's things going on your fronts?
Well, I had one to sign up today.
Yay!
Yeah, and I had one of my team members, Daisy. She signed up a girl today. So yeah.
Wow. Awesome.
So y'all just go on ahead. I don't care. Y'all just truck it on ahead.
Yeah. Karen will catch up with you like gangbusters any minute, dog.
Yeah, the passes.
We'll be eating her dust.
She is fully capable. Fully capable.
Yeah, y'all let me know when y'all start doing that.
So Daisy, is she a new promoter then?
She should be.
And where does she live?
Hold on, I'll give you.
I just wondered, Arkansas or another state?
No, she's I think New Mexico.
New Mexico. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Her number, so keep me up on it, because that's a great thing, because that's going to be the thing that helps you get to gold and stay there.
Yeah. Well, she was real nervous about it. Matter of fact, she tried to give her to me, and I said, no. This is your baby.
Yeah.
I will step you every step. I will be right there to help you make anything. I said, but no, this is your baby.
See, and that's a good leader, because you knew you had an iPad, you have these contest points on the line, but instead you showed her how to do it. Will she qualify for the iPad?
No, she signed up. Well, yeah, she signed up in August.
There you go.
Yeah.
I would make sure I pointed these things out to Daisy, because Daisy, her new team member, could get her an iPad.
Yes.
All right. Well, I enjoyed our calls about the planning. I had lots of different
Go ahead.
Comments on it. Lots of different things. Couple suggestions. So I'm going to kind of start off a little bit with that. Actually, I guess we'll start off with the hot topic question. Y'all remember what it is?
Yes, I just wrote it down.
So I got it right in front of me.
Share an experience in your past when you got lost. Explain how it made you feel and how you overcame it. And I got to think about that.
All right. Because, it doesn't have to be physically lost. It can be, any kind of loss. So does anybody have anything they want to start off with?
I can give you one that was kind of a funny that come to my mind. This was back right when me and Greg were talking about getting lost. We physically were getting lost. We went to St. Louis for a ball game, and I was about 7 months pregnant. Is when I was going and everything. And of course, me and Greg, we were coming out of the ball game. Of course, when you get in them ball games, you're gonna have people that drink. And we had some guy behind us that was stumbling around and everything. So we were coming home to try, because we were going to come home that night. Well, as we were leaving the stadium in the car, we got lost and we couldn't find a way to the interstate, to head back to Arkansas. And me and him were screaming, and I was panicking. I'm like, I'm going to have this kid in the car and all that stuff. And everything. And like I say, we panicked for a while. Then eventually, here popped where we were supposed to be. And I said, I guess we should have just waited it out. We would have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going, okay, you live and you learn. And of course, like I say, in November, me and him will be together for the 20th. We'll be together 20 years. So,
yeah. Now that we have GPS, it's a rare thing to get lost.
Yes.
But used to, it was just part of the trip.
Yeah.
It was good.
I've done it several times.
Me too. I used to laugh because they used to make me do the driver when I worked at my old job, and every year we'd have to go to Dallas for a big convention.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, Stephanie will drive. She's not scared. And I'm like,
She
I'm not
thinks,
scared, but I guess I'm the least scared of y'all because that's been a long time ago. I was kind of younger then. But anyway, we got lost every trip.
you have fun times though.
Yeah. Get out your paper directions.
Yep.
So anybody else
Maps
have
are very
what's that?
maps are very hard to find nowadays.
They are. I worked hard to find a Oklahoma and a Missouri map. And then I got
All you got to do is go to a truck stop. Like, Mike's a wrecker driver. My husband's a heavy duty wrecker driver.
Yeah.
I had a
He's
hard
got
time.
one of those.
They had atlases. But not
Those atlases.
maps.
They'll tell you. They even say where the chicken houses are.
Oh wow.
Y'all know what that is. I'm assuming. Okay.
Yes.
They tell you where the chicken houses are. They tell you where, if you can detour, if there's only hazardous materials can go this way, or if you need to detour. And of course, it tells a lot of the truck stops. And he knows where, if you're going to travel, he can tell you where to stop at a truck stop and where not to.
Yeah.
So he was down in Texarkana today picking up a ride-out truck. Yeah.
Well, I had finding my maps at the travel centers.
Yeah.
Tourist bureaus. And then I actually mailed the state or emailed, I think, the state of Missouri to get a Missouri map. Because I had a project that I needed a state map, not an atlas.
Uh-huh.
So, but anyway, who else had experience they got lost?
I've got one that comes to mind. Of course, it was one of the many times when Rose and I were on a trip. We've been on so many trips, and this one was going to New Orleans to see one of her friends that she had graduated with in college. And we went down, going down to see Rhonda, and we were, I guess it was the big highway that was like way out, just outside of New Orleans. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. And she was driving and she's saying, well, I want to go this way, but I'm not for sure which way I go. And of course I had that big atlas, with me. And I said, well, Rose, you need to go this way. And she went to move over, and all of a sudden her mirror started beeping because there was somebody coming up to her. And when she got over, she went over too far, and we got off that exit because she was trying to avoid hitting, and we got totally lost. And
wow.
She was screaming at that guy. I guess it was a guy. Assuming it was. We'll say it is.
Well, how did you find your way back?
Yes, we had to go through all the way through, back around, and go through all of these. I'm not going to say side streets, but they were not busy streets, and she got off on the wrong one, and oh my gosh, it was just horrible. But we finally got back on the right track, and that was scary, but I mean, I knew we had each other, and I knew we could probably beat the crap out of somebody, but I just didn't want that. I didn't want to take that chance. So I told her, I said, Rose, whatever you do, just keep on driving. Just keep on driving.
Yep.
And I had the phone ready for 911, so that was, I guess, the scariest.
What about you, Phyllis?
When we got lost.
Well, I can't remember ever being physically lost.
Yeah.
My husband is an avid hunter, so he's good with directions. But I will say, mentally, I've been lost. I know when I first signed up for Avon, when I first started, I was trying to find out all kinds of information. So I was clicking on everything, trying to do things and learn things, and reading all the information. And when I got to the Alma leads, whatever you want to call them, boy, I signed up for them and got a couple, and I was as lost as a goose on it. Totally lost. Didn't know what I was doing. didn't know how to go about it. And when they come out with that Vibe, I was that way with it. Totally lost. Didn't know where to go to get anything. Didn't know how to use it or anything. But as far as mentally, yeah, I've been mentally.
How did you overcome those things?
Playing with it.
Okay.
Just going into it, working on it, studying it.
Yeah.
Just putting my fears aside of it. And that's what I tell people with computers, you know, when you get on that, or a lot of my team, I'll tell them, I said, while you're waiting on that kit, I'll tell them about the Daily Care collection, you know, try to sell them. But I said, get on that computer and go to youravon.com and play with it. Learn it. And,
Right.
But I'm telling you, I was lost at it. I was lost.
So I heard a couple of different things. One of them, you just kind of worked your way. You just kind of wound up back where you was, Cheryl.
Uh-huh.
And with Rose and Karen, they knew from experience, if you take the next exit, start kind of going back where you came from, eventually you're going to find out where you were.
Found it. Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, Phyllis said you start playing with things. You start learning and exploring and figuring out how things work and to get yourself back on track. So a lot of times, I mean, you find yourself, even, you know, an example, I was with Avon 5 years before I took the job as manager, and I was at a crossroads. You know, I had to figure out, what am I going to do now?
Right.
The only reason I sold Avon was to stay home with my son, but I really enjoyed it, and I really liked it, and I didn't want to leave. But then on the other hand, probably need to go earn some, you know, a little more money, right? Because I left a job that paid a lot of money. And my boss was always wanting me to come back. And then I got lucky, and I got a phone call, and I'm not going through the whole story, but one thing led to another, and I got to work for Avon. So it just worked out just perfectly.
Right.
You know, and to me, and just like with y'all, doing the right things over and over, learning from your experiences is what helps you get back on track when you're getting a little off.
Right.
So, you know, that's the same thing, you know, when you're making your calendar and you're planning, which is what this was all about, taking steps to stay on track is really important, because if you don't, you will get lost. And when you get lost, you're not going to reach your goals.
Right.
So that's why the planning part, and everybody has a different way of planning stuff. So one of the things we talked about, like, why do we do homework? What is this for?
To help us learn, to teach us.
It's to learn, and it's to teach you about something about yourself. You know, what do y'all think about the homework and why we do it? I know Cheryl comes an answer, but
Well, it's like we discussed. It pinpoints my weak spots.
yeah, we don't like that, do we?
No.
We do not like having our weak spots pointed out.
No.
But as you notice, we haven't shared any of that with anyone else. Our weak spots are only between me and you.
Right.
And anything you want to share is fine. So I don't want y'all to be afraid to share either. And you know, so what do y'all feel like was the hardest part about building your calendar and working your Avon into it?
Are you talking about the planning?
Yeah. What did you find it was the hardest? And I know Karen's an avid calendar keeper, so it might have been a little easier for her.
For me, differentiating, you know, all of it for me, you know, I guess for me, when I do, it's like Greg said, you know, when I do my Avon, I work it in with everything else, you know. It's just something that, you know, if I'm doing something with mom and dad, you know, and you hear something that's going to take, you know, spark your, it's kind of like it kicks in the back of your head. Hey, this might work for them too, you know.
Right.
Figuring out what my difference of my time is, you know. Like I say, I had the hardest time figuring it out because I couldn't figure out, because I will work it in with anything I'm doing. That's just me, you know, because you always promote, because you always want to help people out, help show people, the right different directions they can go in. It's just something I don't know. Maybe that's how I was structured. I don't know.
Yeah. I was looking at that video we were talking about. I'm going to show that to y'all in a minute. So, and with you, we talked about how to figure out,
Yes, and I am working on that. I've got that right here.
Yeah, because if you're not used to keeping a calendar and you're just used to going through your day doing your business, you don't even realize how much time you're spending. My husband gets on to me for spending too much time working on Avon and not enough time doing anything else.
Which Greg will tell you for me too. That's something I do because most of it, I'm like you.
Yeah.
You work it just kind of like working your kids for me. I mean, it all goes together.
It's your business. You enjoy it. I mean, even as a manager, I'm still the same way. I'm very bad about not cutting off time in the evenings, but you need to. So we're working on that. She's working on where she's spending her time. And then, what about you? Anybody else want to share what you struggled with the most with this homework?
I may need tips from Karen if she does really good at the calendar part.
Girl, I may have too much calendar because I have a planner. I write it in, and then I have my phone. I write it in, or keep it in my phone. And my planner backs up my phone in case something happens to my phone. So my planner is always right there.
Oh wow!
And I know somebody, they may think, well, that's double working. Well, no, I'm backing myself up. It's like, you back your laptop up or your iPad. You got to back it up to make sure you keep your information.
Right.
So many people that recently have been on Facebook or have texted me, or when they finally do get a phone or a call from their husband's phone and say, hey, my phone crashed. I lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
So when you lose everything, you're not only losing your names and phone numbers, but you're losing everything you had in that phone, your calendar.
Mm-hmm.
So I have it to back myself up. And sometimes I'll put Post-it notes around, and then alarms on my phone to remind me. My hardest thing was, it wasn't finding time to do anything with Avon. Mine was, I think Stephanie and I had taught when we did my one-on-one, mine was taking the time to do recruiting. I hate that. And I didn't put any time in there. So that was my biggest thing, was trying to put the recruiting in there, take the time, put the recruiting in there. But it was something I don't like to do. And therefore I didn't feel like it needed to be on my calendar until I got told different. So you got to change.
Because of Karen's goals, recruiting has to be a part of it.
Right.
And then, to address the part that, we don't like it, you don't always have to make it a chore,
Right.
Sometimes it's just going back over your leads. Maybe following up with a few people that you have a relationship with. Maybe just posting something on Facebook or sending something to someone that you are friends with already. So, it doesn't have to be a hardcore standing out on the street corners like we used to do.
Right.
Lord have mercy, I hated that.
But it's just kind of like you say, when I was telling you about that, I'm taking it time, just keeping them in the back where I don't want to give up on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just kind of want to give them the opportunity the same way that I do, because I'm happy with what I do now.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm glad you're loving it. All right. So one of the things also, Karen mentioned she has her paper calendar and she has her phone, and whatever works for you and it's working, you do anything you want. I personally cannot keep up with a piece of paper, a notebook, or a planner to save my life. Just can't. Okay. So I have a Google Calendar for my personal email, which is on the computer and on my phone. So if my computer or phone crashes, I can go to any computer or any phone and just go right to Google and pull my stuff up. And it's on an app, so it's all there. And I'm a very electronic person. I'm not a writer. And the same thing with my work one is Outlook. So I have the Outlook app on my phone and on the computer. So if I lose everything, that's okay.
Mhm.
Because I can go to
Isn't-
any computer and open it
isn't-
up.
I'm sorry, Stephanie, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Isn't that how we were trained to do it, was on Google, on that calendar?
Yeah, I think we had Google when I first started with Avon. Oh my
Well,
gosh, because I can, y'all, when y'all are talking about being lost on a calendar, when I got this job, I was told to turn in my 90-day calendar.
Oh, wow.
It almost took me 90 days to complete it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because when I was stand-in manager, I think they told us to do the
Yeah.
Google work with the Google Calendar. That's the pits.
Oh, it was
I
a
use
that.
nightmare. And my problem wasn't with Google as much as it was, I have no idea how to work a 90-day calendar.
There's no way I could do a 90-day.
You
Yeah, I
can't.
couldn't.
I mean, I can personally on my personal, but not on Avon.
You
Right.
can. And I'm going to
Right.
show you how. Because you don't have to put everything you're ever going to do in 90 days on there.
Right.
I got the video.
Told me that.
Why don't we just watch the video, okay?
Okay.
Then we'll, where'd my YouTube go? I just had it pulled up. There it is. All right, so we'll watch. Can y'all see everything in here?
Yep.
Yes.
My intuition is telling me there'll be better days.
Groovy.
Yeah. My intuition is telling me there'll be better days. Very, very busy life, right? You have a work life? Life as well? Children? Not yet. What's the nature of your work assignment? Consulting. Do you have a part of a firm, a consulting firm?
Yes, I do. I direct an international firm.
An international firm. So you really are interfacing with all kinds of people in the firm and outside the firm.
That's right.
Do you also do direct work with the clients yourself?
That's right.
You have a number of associates you work with all around this country and throughout the world. Starting.
Yes.
You want a rich personal life and a rich family life
Oh, I'm so sorry.
and also community and so forth. Do you ever feel like you get bogged down in the thick of thin things? Do you ever feel like your life is kind of out of balance,
Thank you.
out of whack?
Can be.
Do you ever feel like you're in the pounding surf?
Can y'all hear?
No,
No.
I can't hear anything.
I think when she muted it, muted this YouTube video.
Above this.
Can you hear now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Get all those
Sorry, let me
large
back it
rocks.
up just a minute.
Now, they just accumulate.
Sorry.
Now, your job, you can't go above this.
Was that a good
You get
spot to
all
back
those
up
large
to?
rocks
Okay.
in the
Yeah.
Good luck. I'll describe each trox as she puts them in. What's that one called?
Q2. Planning, preparation.
Right. Planning, preparation, prevention, and empowerment. Q2. That which is not urgent but important.
Am I picking these up in any order?
Any way you want. You want to get them all in there because they're all important.
Could I move a little bit?
Well, you have the little rocks as they are now, but you can't go above this.
Okay. Can I put this down?
Sure. Okay, the next rock she's putting in there is called relationships and family. She's trying to make it so she can get them all in there on the assumption that by moving the other ones around, it makes more space. You didn't look at that third rock you put in there. That's employment, some key employment issue, and then you put major projects here, and I can't get it above there.
I haven't worked it yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's fair.
Not gonna work.
That's called Service Community Church. Do you ever feel like this?
Yes.
How many feel like this?
Yes.
Every day.
Yeah, you can try to get them in there. You're a hands-on person. She just put down the sharpen the saw. How many frequently do that? I just don't have time today to sharpen the saw. You ever been too busy driving to take time to get gas? Vacation's important to her. By moving the little things around, you might squeeze in one more of those major things. It's almost. Wow, it's good. You know, if it doesn't fit, force it.
Do I really put all of these in here?
Well, no. You can neglect a big opportunity if you want.
No.
Here's something that's called urgent and important. It's a quadrant 1 thing that is blindsiding you, that it's your biggest client, that if you don't get back to that client now, you've given up your vacation. And you have no special block of time just for yourself. You have no young children. I'll tell you what you can do if you want to. You can take a whole different approach. You have a totally fresh bowl. You can work out of a different paradigm altogether. You can do anything you want.
If I can use that bucket. That's what you said.
Anything, yeah.
Well, then I'd rather put these in the bottom. And then for the little help.
Okay, she has sharpening the saw, planning, preparation, spouse,
Vacation.
employment,
Big opportunity.
big opportunity,
Important and urgent. Block of time. Community. Church. Those young children keep looking at me. Glad my husband's not here. No, I don't leave them there.
okay? Got all the important things in first, right?
That's right.
Yep.
So what is the green stuff supposed to represent?
That's just your small rocks, your little stuff.
Ah, okay. I couldn't hear that earlier.
Yeah.
That's great. What did you learn?
I learn if I have an opportunity to do all the things that are important first and block out when I have the fullest amount available, and then all the little things will fill in the important things.
Even if this were higher with the green rocks, you may neglect some of those, see? But so what?
So just fill it.
Fillers, and they're not important. These things you've decided are the most important things.
Let me make sure I turn this video off so it's not interrupting. All right. So what did y'all learn from that?
You put your big task in first and work in your small task around it.
Yep. And that's how you can complete a 90-day calendar or even up to a year. You know,
Okay, fellas, let's see your 90-day calendar.
and there's still going to be some things you can work in. Like you all know. So what do we know are our big rocks?
Well, your orders, your customers, your family.
Yeah. Orders, customers, family,
Your team.
your team. Vacation time.
Yep. Well, yeah.
Know you're going to take a vacation. That's why 90 days are good. You pretty much know when your doctor's appointments are.
Right.
You pretty much know, like I was talking with Cheryl, if she don't mind me using her for an example.
Right.
Cheryl's a sandwich generation. She's got children at home and parents who depend on her
Right.
for their daily needs. I know Phyllis is living the life of Riley over there with just grandchildren. I'm sorry. I knew that was coming. And
God bless you.
sorry. And then Karen has her family that depends on her. Oh, sorry. So, my head together now. So you see, you pretty much, you got to put your family in there. They depend on you.
Mhm.
But you got to make sure your goals match your plan. Your calendar matches your goals.
Yeah.
If your goals is to build a team, increase your sales, and bring yourself up to a certain level where you're able to accomplish more with your Avon income than maybe your current job, or you're wanting to just increase income on, because all three of y'all are in different places. But and you know, Phyllis and Karen's both working on retirement. You know, poor Cheryl, she still got little ones at home like me. She don't get to retire for a long time. But you know, you want to make sure that your calendar plans match your goals to get you to where you want to be. So if you know, for instance, team building is an important part of what's going to make you successful and get you to your goal, it has to be a part of your calendar.
Right.
You know, if you want to be an honor society or president's club, or even Rose Circle and beyond, that building new customers has to be a part of your goals, your planning. So that's kind of where I was going with that. But what else did y'all get anything else out of that? Talk amongst yourselves just for a second. I'm just gotta.
I guess, you know, a lot of it, you know, it's talking about still making time for yourself. You know, that's the one thing, because for me, I don't do enough of that. You know, I guess when I had kids, you know, it's kind of like one of them things, your life ceased to exist and your kids, you do the most for your kids, you know. That's kind of like doing for my mom and dad, because my dad has had some issues and I'm having to give him B12 injections, and mom's still battling with that. You realize you put your life on hold because your parents need you, and you don't.
Right.
I don't make a lot of time for myself. That's just, I never have.
You know, and I see that post on Facebook the other day, and exactly how I feel. She had the whole house to herself. All the kids were gone. Husband was gone. She could have went and done anything she wanted, so she went and did a little shopping. No, wrong person. She went to the store all by herself. She has 5 kids. She's like,
wow.
I never got to go to Walmart by myself in years. She's like, so I went shopping, and well, you know what? I was missing my family. I was ready to be home.
Yep.
That's the same for me. Sometimes I think, oh, wow, it'd be nice just having a little time for myself. So Saturday, my husband and my son go to the flea market, and I stay home. Man, I can't wait till 5 or 6 o'clock. I need my people back in my life.
You feel like you're twiddling your thumbs or something, you know.
Well, there's something ain't right, you know?
Right.
So let me ask y'all this. How much time do you really need for yourself?
I can't honestly answer that because I don't usually ever have time for myself. I'm always
It's not that much.
right.
Either. Maybe you just want to take a bath without anybody opening the door.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, in my case, kids or cats or pets.
Yeah, I got one out there barking a little head off. Y'all hear her?
I thought that was something getting knocked or something. I didn't know that was barking.
No, that's Weenie Dog.
Oh,
That's kind of like
Go somewhere.
I got a black cat, Bristle, and he just, it doesn't matter. When I go in the house, he's in the house right now. Mike's in the house. He finally come in. But when I go in the house, he's going to meow, meow,
Yeah, right
Yeah.
behind you.
until I sit down and get in that recliner and kick back and lay his blanket down there. And then he's going to go and he does that kneading stuff, you know, and them claws come out. And I said, Bristle, if you don't quit that, I'm going to yank every one of them toenails out. And then he just looks up at me. Meow. I said, no. So it's like, as soon as I get sit down, he's right there.
Yeah.
And I kept him in the house because I didn't want him out here. Well, he'd be all over me. There ain't no telling what y'all be hearing or seeing or anything, you know, because he'd be probably climbing all over the computer and everything.
Yeah.
So
I have 2 little ones that are less than 6 months old that do that, and then I have 3 bigger ones. And Greg will tell you every night when I go to bed, because I have a CPAP, and I'm afraid they'll mess with my cord. Every one of them, they line up outside my door waiting for me.
oh my gosh.
Yes.
Our grandkids, the 3 that we seen all the time, my husband calls them the herd because every time they come in the back door, they were like elephants with their trunks tied to each other's tail.
Right.
Not that they were busting through the door, but that's just, and so now every time when they send a Christmas card or a birthday card or Father's Day card or whatever, it's from the herd. And
Oh, wow.
they're in Oklahoma. And I threw a fit because I told Eric Thomas, my son, I said, you're not moving to Oklahoma. Well, Mama didn't win that one. My brother won that one.
Oh, wow.
So there's nothing I can do about that. I mean, Eric called the other night for an hour and I said, I miss y'all. I said, y'all just need to come back to Arkansas. Well, Mom can't. I'm working. I got a good job. Brittany's, you know, the nurse and she's got a good job. And I said, I know that. And I said, and I know the herd loves their school. Yeah. It's boring now.
Right. Well, see, I have, like I said, my oldest one's 19, going into college, you know. He still depends on Mama for everything. And then I've got one that's 17, and then I've got one that's 9. And, you know, Mama's it. You know, Mama does everything for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my husband, you know, has a pacemaker and stuff, so I keep up with him and I keep up with my parents. And it's just my way of life. You know, I wouldn't have it any other way, though. I mean, that's the way God structured me.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. When you still have your parents, and I know a lot of people say, well, I don't know that I can do that. Well, you know, I didn't think I could go up on the weekends and sometimes through the week and help Mother take care of Daddy. And Daddy just repeats himself a lot, you know, because he has dementia.
Right.
And Mother said, I have to listen to this in and day out. And I said, Mother, I know that, but what you need to do is, if he says something and he repeats himself, are you serious? I didn't know they did that, or I get him talking about grandma or somebody else or something else, and she just gets so aggravated at him. Well, then they get to arguing, and you don't argue with dementia, Alzheimer's patients.
I see my mom take care of my grandmother that way, though, with dementia, and it wears on the caregiver bad.
It does.
24/7.
And, I love my mom and dad, and I try to spend as much time as I can, even if it means that, when I do go up there on the weekends, we have a certain time that we eat, because they eat before 4:30. I'm not used to eating that early. That's not our lifestyle here. And Mike and I have an empty nest, and it's hard. I mean, I never thought that we would be to the point as to where that we could retire as early. I'm 61, Mike's 62. We may be retiring as early as next year, but because
That's when you move to your grandkids.
Do what?
That's when you move to your grandkids.
I would move out there, but that's too close to my brother, and my brother just, for some reason, he's mad at me. I don't know why, and I don't want to go out there and stir things up. So we're moving to Scotland, not the country, but up around Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
And I do miss my grandchildren, and I know that when we get up there, I know it's going to be more taking care of mom and daddy than taking care of ourselves and doing what we want to.
Yeah.
And everybody's saying, well, if you're doing that now and you're just doing it on the weekends, I said, it's not just the weekends. There's sometimes, it's through the week.
Yeah.
But
She does need a lot of help. That's
what you have to do.
Yeah, we do what we have to do. And sometimes there's emergencies that come up.
Right.
So you might have your nice calendar all planned out. But
Yep.
they say about plans. When you make plans and God laughs.
Yep.
But you still make your plans. You still do your best to get things accomplished. And you work around it. So
because that he says, like you said, you plan it, God changes the plans. I know the plans I have for you, not to harm you, but to prosper you. And I'm
Yes,
like,
and
okay, Lord.
You alter them in a heartbeat.
Yep, that's it. That's exactly it. And
Yes, you do what you got to do to make the world survive.
yep.
well,
You really do.
we're about to wind up here. So let me ask y'all, how are you going to duplicate what you've learned with your team? How will you teach your team to plan to earn things like their goals?
By your own, sometimes life experiences for me.
That's what I was going to say. By
Sometimes,
your own experiences.
Mhm.
right, because the things that sometimes will deter me, you want to kind of share with them to make sure, because sometimes they may be having that deterrent too. And, you just have to explain to them how to take and handle those chunks. Like you say, the big rocks,
Yeah.
the medium rocks, then the pebbles. You have to explain to them how to take it and work it. And, well, that's kind of like with Melissa. She's had some other issues besides being sick. And I'm like, that's all there. I've had those issues too. But those are big rocks and you take care of them. But these other little things will fill in to kind of help it all work together. You just have to see the whole big picture and kind of figure out where you're going, But giving up is not an option,
And I thought about at our next sales meeting is doing that example of what he just did. Go get some big rocks and paint them, and write different things on there, and then have somebody to come up and do that, and kind of like show them, okay, like you said, Cheryl, you get the big things done, and the little things fall into place.
Right.
So, and I think we can take that, what we seen tonight on the video, and we can do an example in front of our team, or in front of, other representatives. Well, it's mostly my team that comes to the sales meetings, but there are other representatives, and I think that some of them may not it may not come in their head, but I believe that everybody will get the gist of it and they'll be like, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. When you're teaching, when you're talking to your team members and you're having those conversations and they're telling you they want to start earning $500 a month, they want to earn the iPad, they want to go on the trip, they need this amount of money to cover an expense every month. So whatever their goal is, whatever their why is, we have to show them how to plan it out. Create a map. Now I talked about getting lost, create a map, how they're going to get there. And that their activities have to match their goals.
Right.
Very good. So what do you plan on doing differently going forward?
Comes back to what you kind of said in the beginning. You have to really, I guess, ask the questions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen.
But yes, listen and asking the right questions to make sure that their goals, they're understanding what we're wanting them to accomplish is their goals.
And their why. Get their why.
What will
Yes.
y'all be doing differently going forward regarding your own planning and calendar management?
Make sure I have plenty of Valium or something like that to help me get through it. Sorry.
Go to doctor, go to pharmacy. Okay, that's
I have something that I had to get a prescription for.
I'll share my Xanax with you because I do have a few of those.
Well, I have venlafaxine. It's supposed to be for depression, but
Yes.
I actually got it for my hot flashes because my hot flashes are just horrible.
Yeah.
But
And we talked about that, Stephanie,
Right.
about hot flashes, and it just there are sometimes, when I do when I'm fixing to go into like I'm fixing to face something, a challenge, or go up to the mountains, I take one. I only take like a half a tablet because I can't stand a whole tablet. It makes me like, I really don't care. You can say whatever you want to, but I just really don't care, And the half a tablet makes me feel like, okay, I can take this. It doesn't make me feel like I'm in zombie land. So, no, I mean, I'm not gonna, that's not moving forward. That's not what I'm gonna do, but.
So what did y'all learn out of this module that you're going to try to do differently? Or
well, for the one, one thing is, go ahead, Phyllis. Go ahead.
Well, with me, I'm gonna make plans and take care of the big issues first. And then if I have time for the smaller things, I'll work them in, but I've got to make time for me and what's important.
mm-hmm.
Kind of giving them the method like was in this. Look at your big rocks.
Yeah.
Teach them, do your big rocks,
Right.
then do your medium, stair step it the way it shows us in that video. Because that video, I agree with Karen, was a great thing. And to me, the more hands-on that you can do with your team, the better your team will be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Very much so. All right. Is there anything anyone else would like to share before we close it up tonight?
Good luck to all of you this week.
Yeah. So we'll be back Tuesday for our seminar on coaching.
Okay.
Tuesday, 8:00. And I believe I'll be leading that one.
Okay.
And then we'll get some more of that magnificent homework that everyone likes. Yeah.
Have we already done that module, coaching? I think we've already done that one. I think this one that's coming up is how to have a party.
Oh, is it? Okay.
A makeup party, because I don't party.
Here it is, just redoing our whole plan here.
Looks like it to me. I can change it real quick. Fax it to you.
Well, we're going to have a coaching party then.
There you go.
All right. So we're almost done, y'all. You warriors have stuck it out. Next week, coaching, and it is on November 6th. Y'all check this out. November 15th is our last collaboration call for coaching. Then we're going to skip the week of Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So Tuesday, the 27th, which will also be my last day for a while. Oh, I don't like that. But there's nothing I can do about it.
When will you be back?
2 to 4 weeks, whenever the doctor says I'm ready.
Okay.
So Renee will probably do y'all's one-on-ones with you. Oh, it'll be all right. Let's see. So yeah, working the plan. We'll start the 27th. Then the first week of December, you'll have your you'll do your one-on-ones with probably Renee, and then you'll do your collaboration call with Christy. Then the week after that, I don't have the calendar flipped over. December. Yeah, December 11th, I'm guessing, unless I miscalculated somewhere,
That's what the calendar says is December the 11th.
is wrap up.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So December 11th is wrap up. And if Christy does it like we typically do it, wrap up, collaboration, it'll be all in one night and you are done.
Okay.
And if I am able, whether I'm on leave or not, I'll probably hop on there to say hi to y'all.
Okay.
Long as my husband will let me.
So when is the collaboration call? The week of what, December?
December 11th. That's our last one.
The one we'll have Renee. What week will that be?
In December, we'll have
First
one on
week.
the 6th.
First week?
Yeah.
So like, got December the 4th as our one-on-ones. That's going to be Renee, right?
Probably. As long as it doesn't interfere with what she's already got going on. I need to mark that on my things to do list. Well, I'm sure we'll get to that. We still got Thanksgiving.
And then December the 6th, that's our group collaboration call. Is
Yeah.
that with Christy?
Yeah.
Okay. December 6th.
So, and I've got this recording so the other group can see this. They didn't join us tonight.
Okay.
All righty. Anything else?
No.
I'm good.
All
Hope
right.
you get to feeling better.
Me too. Me too. I'm hoping tomorrow's better. Like I said, today's a little better, and we'll see. Cold
Happy early-
only run their course with me.
Happy early weekend, guys.
Happy
You
weekend,
too.
y'all.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Bye.
Thanks.
Take care.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.